author of a book titled Through a Child's Eyes. These children are hearing the pain of rape and molestation due to a lack of protection. It is the manipulation of my story that makes it all unique. This wasn't a situation where I was snatched by someone, attacked by an uncle while everyone slept, or threatened. I processed my situation differently because of the diabolical manner in which it was done. My story exposes a predator who was patient, manipulative, and supposedly a God-fearing man. My story is about a man who became a part of my family and destroyed family bonds that were embedded in us since birth. I want to reach out to mothers and talk to them and shake them awake. I want them to accept and deal with the fact that these kinds of crimes exist. I want single mothers to understand that they are the most vulnerable. It was very easy for a single mother to be targeted because she had so many titles for a man to occupy. A father figure she never had, a companion, a male role model for her fatherless son, or a man that offered mechanical or handyman services in order to establish the rapport. I penned the story of a 7-year-old girl that by default was raised and groomed by a sexual predator. I focused on providing structured rules and guidelines to protect our children from these sorts of individuals. When the smoke cleared for me, I saw a full circle of his manipulation. My goal is to educate and bring awareness of his manipulation. And my goal is to educate, bring awareness, so I use my life as an example. So anyone who reads my book will clearly see what he did and exactly how he did it. I take you on a 14-year journey so you can bear witness to when my mother became too trusting and started to become lax in her rules and guidelines that she had set in place to protect me, allowed this individual to infiltrate my family with his ill intentions. I want to go off of my speech a little bit because I would like for you guys to get to know me as a person and the person that I have become. When I first started off, I stressed myself out all week studying this speech because it was my first speaking engagement, and I had no idea how I was going to react speaking in front of an audience. But who am I kidding? I live for this kind of thing right here. You have no choice but to listen to me. Oh, and I got the floor? All right. And I've never been a shy person. I think that is more for me to try to stay more structured and really just let you show you the person that I am. In my situation, the result of it was for me to conceive 2 of his children that I ended up raising by myself. I ended up raising them by myself because my mom didn't understand why did I want to keep them. And no matter how many times I explained to her that I wanted to keep them because they were mine and because I loved them. And one thing that she didn't understand was that when she turned her back on me because of my situation, because she was embarrassed, because I got pregnant at 16 years old by the individual that she allowed in my life and blamed me, that they were the only people that I had that loved me. I would have been alone without was just decide that it was okay. I got this. As soon as I found out what this was. Because I did not have a clue of what to do. When he finally was taken out of my life because he ended up going to jail, I was 20 years old. And part of his manipulation was to make sure that I didn't know anything. And I didn't know how to do anything. He secluded me. He made sure I didn't have any friends and I didn't talk to my family because, of course, he didn't want anyone to offer me any help or talk any sense into me. So he made sure that I had no one around me. So when I ended up by myself with 2 children, I had to figure it out all by myself. And that's exactly what I did. Just so you guys know, they did turn out to be wonderful, wonderful women. And excellent mothers. I have 3 wonderful grandchildren. And because I have brought that up, this is the cover of my book. And this is my oldest grandson. I chose to self-publish my book because I told it in such raw imagery and no holds barred mentality. I didn't want a publishing company to change my book into something matter-of-factly or passively common. I felt it was time for us as a society to stop sweeping this heinous crime under the rug. So I snatched off the rose-colored glasses. I want everyone to realize that these people are not in a situation where they totally are conscious of what they do. That whole way of their mentality controls them. So there's no filter. There's no boundaries. They will take a chance anywhere and everywhere. It could be a situation where you're dating a man who is particularly this type of person, and you can just run into the store for a loaf of bread. He will take that opportunity to touch your child or say something totally out of context for him to be talking to your child. And your child is just a baby, so he doesn't understand that that is something to tell because they're not hurt. I want to explain to you one thing that happened in my particular situation. My situation was done in design. My mother was a single mother. She had 4 children, and she was trying to get an education and work and take care of us. So I didn't have a mom that ran the street. She didn't drink. She didn't do drugs. She didn't even have a boyfriend. She was just trying to figure out a way to take care of her kids and get an education. This guy purposely followed her around, made chance meetings, complimented her, act like it was just so happened they was in the same area, established a rapport with her until they got to the point where they was at least on speaking terms and she felt like he was very confident. And then once he got to that rapport with her, he blatantly followed her home. Now, I want to bring to your attention that this was not the typical man. Matter of fact, my mom was probably about 25 years old, and he was about 19. He was nice, handsome, clean cut, khaki wearing, dress shoes, white shirt, hair perfectly cut, spoke very properly, straight white teeth. So I want to describe him to you because we all naturally assume that it's some old white man in the bushes with a dirty trench coat on, trying to snatch our kids. No, and he kept a Bible in here and know how to quote every scripture in there. So my mother had no reason to feel like he was threatening. Plus, to her, he was 19. He was a child. So she allowed him to infiltrate our sanctity of our home. And what I would like for everyone to concentrate the most, that even though I incorporated the story, I incorporated the whole story because I noticed that when you give people an example, that they understand you a lot clearer. But I actually wrote structure, rules, and guidelines of things that you should pay attention to, things that you should not happen, and the way that your kids should present themselves when you have company. And the reason why I say the way that the things that they do was because he set his sights on me right in the beginning. And as a child, I didn't understand that inner feeling that you have inside of yourself. I didn't understand that drop in your stomach that you get when you meet someone. Because as soon as my mother introduced me to him, I felt very eerie, like this creep up my back. And I didn't know to pay attention to that. And he set his sights on me immediately, even though it was 4 of us. It was 3 girls and a boy, and he molested us all. But he made me his girlfriend at 7 years old. And he did it by slowly manipulating me and my whole family. One of my rules in my book is to not allow anyone to inappropriately label your children. Because right off the rip, he started, I was his little girlfriend. And he took it literally. And I was expected to act and carry on as his girlfriend because this is what he labeled me. So when he would come over and I was outside playing with my friends, just like like any woman who man comes over, I had supposed to stop to acknowledge him. And my mom didn't even realize what part of the manipulation that she played in. Because she just figured because I was his favorite, and he called me his little girlfriend. She would even call me in, Phyllis, he's here. And I had to stop what I was doing regardless of what I was, even though I didn't want to. And you want to acknowledge him. So these are the things that come into our lives in the manipulation of the whole situation. And mothers do not even realize how much of a manipulation, how much of a part of the manipulation we play in. I know as women we carry a burden of so much responsibility. But the bottom line is we're not done yet. We have one more thing to add to our repertoire. The responsibility of protecting our children from child sexual predators who may unintentionally bring into our environment falls on our shoulders. After you have read my story, you will grab your children and cover them with a blanket of protection. Because just when you thought he was a part of a childish fairy tale, you find out that the evil one does